My great-great-grandma calls me from my dreams and blues so deep down underneath the basin of the Atlantic. She call in a chant of dying dreams floating on colorless hues. She screams me a reparation blues.
Slavery was a crime! Slavery was a crime! And what do we want? Reparations!
And reparations cannot be thought of as simply monies received. It has to be a whole systemic transformation based on history and based on the needs of the people.
Our foremothers and forefathers never planned to relocate, forced to abandon native tongue, tribal bonds, sacred drums, fertile grounds, stolen from hands that never planned to be gone for this long a time. Endless moments bound and gagged in scarcely clad remnants, ripped in disregard. For every back-whipped, cotton-picked, raped, stolen child with shackled wrists, for every lone soul left swinging in the wind with salty tears stinging branded back, let me say this, 40 acres and a mule was never enough to begin with.
Not only the United States government needs to be called into question, but also other countries that are responsible for the transatlantic slave trade. There's Spain, there's Portugal, there's all these other countries, and there are people in Cape Verde, there are people in Jamaica, there are people in other parts of the Americas that are products of the slave trade, but weren't brought through the United States.
What is a present, ongoing wrong, in addition to all the other ones, an ongoing wrong affecting everyone, including Michael Jordan and Oprah Winfrey, that Oprah Winfrey cannot possibly ever again know who her great-great-great-grandmother was.
She was pregnant with Master's baby, her swollen hands unable to wash away the stain of his adultery or his wife's subsequent suicide. She had to push when it was time to give birth to great-granddaddy. I'm sure he called she mama, but what was great-great-grandmama's name?
Racism is the issue, and it's economic. But it was based on the most gross crime against humanity in the history. We don't need any other precedents. There is no precedent for 50 million bones on the Atlantic Ocean.
Oceans full of left-behind blues, so dark, whichever way I turn, they are there. No softness to cushion the memory. They are there, carrying disconnected blues from Portugal, Spain, the Americas, and Africa. Slaughtered bones forever absent from family memoirs, alongside the stories that never got the chance to be retold. Whichever way I turn, the blues follows me across railroads and state lines. Wherever far we go, the debt remains unpaid.
This talk of reparations coming to us, isn't this money coming from us to us? It's coming from our taxes. Black people in this country pay a disproportionate amount. We pay more taxes than anybody else in this country, okay? Yeah. So if that's true, are we paying our own reparations?
I remember one of the Cure members wrote a paper outlining how reparations should be paid. And I went to her and I said, you can't do that. You're not the one to outline how reparations should be paid. What you must do is ask black people what they feel would restore them, and then go out and advocate that.
2001, Durban, South Africa. Conference on racism, declared for the whole wide world to see that the transatlantic slave trade was a crime against humanity, humanity, humanity.